Okay, one thing that I'd like to stress in this talk is that when we talk about data visualization and data storytelling, a lot of people thought that dashboard is the end goal. Okay, but in fact, dashboard is just the it's the way that we can explore and look for insight. It's not the data storytelling piece in itself. Okay, you cannot stop there. Right? So I'm going to give you this one example. This is an HR attrition dashboard. HR attrition means that we as an HR department want to track how many people left the company, right? So let me put this into a full screen mode first. Now let me go over this element, okay, because this is an award-winning dashboard and there's a reason behind this. And first of all, it follows all of the best practices. First thing is it starts with key metrics, okay, all the KPIs here. The attrition rate, we have to monitor that, right? And it show the duration. Okay, I think if we have more information, we could sort of like change the duration, or change the the year and all those things, right? But now we don't have that because this is just a dummy information, right? So we have attrition rate, we have the total attrition out of the total number of employees. This is the overview, right? This is the key metrics, and then when we move down a little bit, we see departments. We have 3 departments, which are research and development. We have sales. We have HR, which is the department that technically overseeing this thing. All right, and if we list by job role, I believe that it lists, or it rank by the number of attrition per role. Okay, this is top 5, like from 62 down here to 12, and you can change this setting to all roles. Okay, so you can see that it kind of go down here. All right, and the last part of this overview block is the attrition trend over time. Okay, this is really nice because you can zoom it in to the week level. You can move out to the month, to the quarter, or even year. Okay, so you can see that there are 2 year worth of data here. All right, and another thing that you should be noticing right now is that there is an average line, okay, at every single level. If you go back to month, you can see that average per month is like 18 employee left per month. Okay, but it's kind of go up during the second year here. Right, this is the first block. It implies that all of these are relating to this one block. Okay, the second block is as important. It's the demographics block. Okay, we have gender, we have age group, we have education, and if we flip this slide, it changed from education to education field. Education is like the level of education, like master degree, PhD. Education field, like what are the fields that they graduated from. So all these are interactive. Okay, you can click the male, and data from the whole table will change to male. You can change it to female, and the whole thing change accordingly. See that? And if you want to undo this, or you want to reset it, you can just click outside somewhere. Okay, wait, you have to click outside in the box. Okay, not anywhere. Okay, you have to click outside in the box. Like if you want to filter only this age range, click on it. Now if you want to undo this effect, you can just click somewhere outside. Right, data will change back. Right, so we have 3 things, right? We have male and female. We have age group, which distributed from the youngest to the oldest, and we have the education field here. All right, so this is the second block. They're all relating to like people in the company. And the third one here is floating in itself. It's the survey score. So it has a little note here saying that this is the average satisfaction score, average all the score, all the items. Okay, people who left the company is the one in orange. People who are still here is the black one. And you can see that people who already left has rated overall at 2.5. Those who still remain with us is 2.8. So it's not a really big gap. But if you look into the data here, you can probably see something that is going to show you some story. And I'm going to use this one as a story here. But the last part here is the detail. It shows those who just recently left the company. Okay, you can change it to, well, you can filter by ID, you can filter by date, or you can scroll down to see most of the recent one. Okay, this one is less important in this case. So in this situation, I want to explore, like as an HR, that what are the ways that I can prevent people from leaving the company, right? And we ought to look at the survey score, right? And now one really nice thing, this is actually mentioned in the award-winning citation. Okay, the committee said that this dashboard is not only nice looking, it also really thoughtful in terms of like arranging all the items, but most importantly, this one get mentioned as well. This is the toggle that can change between seeing both attrition and retention, or the one who are with us, the one who already left, and it can filter to show only attrition like this. You can flip this one. Now you can see only the attrition values, which is really nice because you don't have to worry about like the busy number in black. Okay, you can really focus on the orange one, right? And once we are in this mode, right, we can see clearly what are the things that make people leave the company. Okay, or we can guess, right? At least we know that 30% are not satisfied with the environment satisfaction. 28% are not great with their, are not really happy with their jobs. Okay, they are kind of okay with the involvement in the work, but they don't really like the job. Okay, relationship factor 24, which is something, right? So basically you can see that work-life balance, not really an issue. Job involvement, not really an issue. There are three things. Okay, the most important are the environment satisfaction and job satisfaction. This one is a little less. Now, you can kind of say that, well, across the board, these are two issues that we have to focus on. We have to kind of ramp up the improvement on this front. But also, if you filter by age, you filter by gender, you can probably see something different, right? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do with the I'm gonna try to like look for insight by exploring all these items. All right, I'm gonna change it to education level first. So this is the overall picture, right? So keep in mind we don't really care about 3 and 4. We care about this 1 and 2. Okay, so keep in mind that 1 and 2 are 1 is a lot on the first 2 items. Okay, and the 4th item. All right, if we focus on only bachelor degree, see what happens. Kind of the same, right? It's still the same, 30 and 30, and this one is 20 something, so it's kind of like the same. What about master degree? We have quite a few of them here. You can see that master degree is a little more spread out. Okay, this one is 33, this one is 28, a little less, and then they don't have issue with relationship at all. They're actually quite happy with it. Okay, so if we filter only master degree, it seems to be only the first 2 items. All right, but we cannot really like do much about this. I think more important would be like, what about generation? Are there any different in generation? So let's see the young people here. Wow, look at that. The younger folk less than 25 years old, they don't have any problem with this at all. They only have problem with relationship. Now, we don't know what they mean by this. They're not happy with relationship. Does it mean they're not happy with their own group of people, or they're not happy with the older generation within the company? That is something to find out later. That is probably something that we have to maybe do an exit interview maybe, dig deeper, call them if they already left. Okay, see what else we can do to make you happier. All right, now let's see the larger group of population we have here, 25 to 34. Now this is more uniform or similar to the bigger picture, right? These two are the problem. So the younger folk, they don't care about this two. They care about relationships. Okay, so that's quite interesting. Now, if we move on to like male and female, all right, now this is our focus here. If we click on the male, and I forgot that I have to uncheck this one, reset this part first. Okay, click on this one more time to reset it. All right, now it's just only male. What happened here is that male is quite similar to the overall result. Okay, so we have 29, we have 30 here, so that's quite clear. The rest are okay, they're at the 3. Okay, but if we move to female, see what happened here? For the female, can you see something different now? Environment is low. Okay, jobs a little lower, well, a little less maybe, and relationship is very, very high on this part. So a lot of people are not happy with relationship actually. All right, so these are the thing that we find out. If we switch gender, if we compare gender, male tend to be the top 2, but female is the first and the 4th one. All right, this is something that we want to talk about next. Okay, so as I said before, this is just a dashboard. It's for exploration. It's for looking for insight. But once you find insight, you have to translate that into an actual story. So this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to tell a story about the survey results of those who left the company. And I want to focus on the gender differences. And also I want to propose some sort of like training, or maybe like, I don't know, some improvement on different front, depending on the gender or maybe in general. All right, so that's the goal. Now let's move on to the data. I'm going to collect this data. I'm going to like type this data out. If you know how to use it, and if you are lucky that the owner of the dashboard allow you to download the full set of data, that's great. Okay, but this dashboard doesn't allow such thing. All right, if you exit full screen, you have this. Let's say you click on the survey. Let's say you click on environment satisfaction, and you try to download the data here. Choose the format to download. All right, you want to download crosstab. All right, you have gender, BBI award. This is like going to show you like what are the things that you want to download, right? I'm not sure why all these are, but these are like, we don't know what they are. Okay, so we're not going to download this one. We are going to try again. We are going to download data. All right, but remember that you click on this environment satisfaction. So if you try to download, you can see that it's only one thing that come up. All right, let me expand this so that you can see a little bit more. Okay, so this is the summary of the row that you selected. Okay, you can see that it's only like environment satisfaction. But let's try this one. Click on full data set. It show you like, okay, we have environment satisfaction. Okay, let's see age group. Wow, it kind of like gives you more of sort of like a crosstab table, which I'm not sure how to work on this now. Okay, it's really tricky now because it kind of combine all of the values here, and believe it or not, it's not going to give you like everything. Let's see. Here I can get that 600 row. I know that I know for the fact that there are like a few thousand, right? 1,200. So I can click here. Let's see if you have all of them. I'm not sure. Let's take a look here. Are there 1,000 rows? Really not sure. Okay, let's see what else we can do. Let's try download this one. If you get everything, that would be great. But it's still tricky because we have to like kind of like look for information by ourselves. Okay, because they're all like in one row, and we don't even know. Wow, you see that age, copy age. These are like something that probably beyond what we need. Okay, so I'm not going to download this part and like try to figure it out because it's like too complex now. So what I would do instead, you can type it out by yourself, but you can also like cut the screen, you know, the like part of the screen, and then just dump it to AI and ask AI to just type it out for you if you're lazy. All right, so I actually did that, and I want to show you the result, what I have here. So let's see, this is what I have right now. Okay, and what I do is that let me split the screen real quick here. Okay, I'm focusing on this thing. I'm focusing on the male, female, and this thing. Okay, I don't really use this one now. I'm using this one. Score 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Score 1, 2, 3, 4. This blue is male and the orange is female. All right. And if I click on male, you can see that we have 44, 45, and then 16. That's what we have here. Right? Same thing. Okay. If we flip to female, it's going to go down to this one. All right. But the number is not as clear as a comparison point as percentage, right? If you mouse over this, you can actually see that it's 28 attrition is in fact 32%. Okay, I actually want the percentage, so I recalculate it like this. Very simple. Here, like divided by 150. Why 150? Because I know that male, there are 150 of them. So let me uncheck this. Male have 150, female has 87. So this one is just like divided by 87. And then I do all of this, and then I apply the conditional formatting here, like this one. Wait, which one did I do? I think I did this one maybe. Let me check. Yeah. I did the one that like the lower get the higher percent get the more intense color. So I think I use this one. All right. So this is what I found out, and then I'm gonna move this one to full screen. Okay. Now I want to tell a story about this thing that male are more on the first two, female are more on the top and the fourth item. All right. But I'm not going to like show all the score because it would be too much. All right, what I want is, in fact, I want to show only the lower one, score 1 and score 2, those who are giving lower score. Okay, but I'm not going to split them to 2. I'm going to use just only 1. So basically what I did was I add them up. Okay, 29 and 15, I add them up into this one, and the same thing here. So I came up with a different number. You can see that for male, it's 44.7, the same here for the top two, very high, right? But none of them exceed 50%. Okay, that's for the male. Now for the female, it's quite interesting because the first and the second item are in fact high. And you can see that the fourth item is also high as well. So once you recalibrate the data, this is what you see. All right, I'm not going to worry much about this part. Okay, I'm going to use only this part for male and female. And what I want to do is this. I want to tell a story about, well, the male and female have differences. These are quite common about for both genders, but for female, this one also important. Okay, and this is what I would do. This is the finished product. It looks something like this. All right, this one is the one that I came up with. All right, I didn't have the title yet, but what I did was I copied the whole thing here for like 1 and 2 on the scale. Okay, the lower ends, and then I just do one graph here on the male. I do another graph here on the female, and then I just drop the text box in the middle. So you can see that this one looked like a butterfly graph, butterfly that has one moving to the left, another one moving to the right, and you can kind of see clearly that now I'm focusing on the top two for both genders, but for the female, I also highlight relationship satisfaction. Okay, so if this is the talk, I can now very easily like direct people to all this attention. Like, okay, so we have issue here Okay, for male and female, they kind of like have a problem with environment and the jobs, but you have to understand that female also have problem with relationship as well. So I might, if I already ask them, those who left, I might come up with solution. For example, well, we have to change the environment. We have to like renovate our offices so that people would be more happy. Okay, our office is old, office is like dirty or something. All right, job satisfaction. Maybe we need to talk to the supervisor to better manage the team, to better distribute the work. Okay, and for female in particular, maybe we have to look for ways to like improve relationship. Maybe we might have like some Friday event, or maybe like some girls night or something that can help on this part. All right, but if you know that something else is about male employee that the female don't like, okay, we might have to do something else, right? We might come up with different policy to tackle that issue. All right, this is one way to do it. Another way to do it is this one. This one I just use the table here, just a plain table that combine two things, right? Combine the 1 and 2. But there's another version here. Okay, and I actually like this version better. This version is like you add a buffer on both sides, on the left and on the right. The buffer is what? If I highlight this value that I gather from the sources data, I can see that the maximum is 55 here. See? Maximum is only 55. So the buffer would be the same number that is a little higher than the max value. Okay? And then you just like use that big number to minus this value. Okay, for example, we know that 55 is the highest, right? So we can fix at 60. So 60 minus C21, 60 minus C22, and so on. This part as well. 60% minus D21 and D22 and so on. All right. We do this because we want to create a chart that looks like this. But in fact, these are named buffer because they're just buffer. They're actually here and here. I just make them invisible. All right. So I'm going to show you how to do this two option, and then we're going to go on to talk about how can we craft the title. That's also really important. So I'm going to redo this part again. I'm going to click this one, and I'm going to open a new sheet now. All right. And I'm going to use another table here as well. This one also. I'm going to copy this one. All right. I'm going to put it here. All right. So I'm going to redo all this too, just so that you know how it's done. All right. So this one is quite simple. Highlight this part, and for the male part, and then click on this bar. All right. This is for the male. Just keep that in mind first. I'm going to make it real small here, just only this part. Okay. Maybe about this. All right. And I don't need this work-life balance thing label. I don't need it now. I still need this one because I want to use this to control stuff later. Wait, sorry, I actually need the axis on the vertical just for a while. All right, I'm going to need it for a while, then I will remove it later. So what I would do is that I would have to reverse the order. You don't want to go from low to high. You want to go from high to low. So right click here and then click format axis, and then category in reverse order. Remember, you click this one before you click this. See, it's switched already. Okay. Another thing is that you cannot begin your bar with 34%. That's wrong. That's misleading. You have to start with 0. So start with 0. Type 0 here and then enter. You can see that now there's a button reset, meaning that you set this manually already. Now 0.5 here is not right. I want to set it to 0.6 because remember the maximum is 55.2, so you have to set it a little higher than that. So it's going to be 0.6 and enter as well. Now that we have it, okay, this is the male. All right, so we're going to do the female now. Wait, let's think about it real quick. We don't do the female yet. We're going to like adjust this so that it match our requirement. First thing is the bar is really thin. Okay, let's make it thicker. Okay, right click just now, format data series, and then change this one to maybe 60. There, it's thicker, right? Now you don't want this one now. Okay, remove it. And then I think here is ready. I can even make it like a little smaller here. Okay, now we're good. Male, you're gonna copy it and you're gonna paste it here, somewhere here. Right click here and paste it. There you have it. Okay, you have two graphs now, male and male, but you have to change one of them to female. So I'm going to change the second one to female. Very simple. Once you click on the chart object, you will see the selected area of table. Same thing here. It's the same area, right? All you have to do is like mouse over the border, the blue border here. Once your cursor change to like four-headed arrow like this, grab the mouse and move. That's it. Now you have male and female, and they are both exactly the same size. The most important thing that you have to worry about is whether the scale is the same. Okay, from 0 to 60 and 0 to 60 here, are they the same length, right? Which they are right now, because you copy from one to another, and all you did was just change the data source. And another thing, if you forgot, we actually made this manual. Right, once it showed the reset, it means we made it manual. So both of them take 0 to 60%. Okay. Now the rest of it is quite simple. Click here. You want to make this bar go the opposite direction. So click on this scale, and then click on this axis option. And I think we go here, axis option. We just value in reverse order. Click on it. That's it. All right. So from here, you can kind of see that male, female. Okay, females tend to be higher in overall ranking, but they're uneven. For male, it's kind of like pretty much the same in 40 to like 30 high to 40 low here. Okay, for female, it's very scattered. Next thing you want to do is you want to kind of like, well, let's put the number on. We're gonna go for data label here, outside. Well, let's say inside N. Okay, this one also inside data label, we go for inside N. All right, but you just have to like change the color. Click here and change. Click here and change as well. Yep, you're almost done now. If you don't like the color, you can change them. Maybe if you think this is too strong, you can change to gray color first. Change it to gray color first for both. And then you can now bring back the color that you want to focus. So you want to focus on this first item, click once and click twice. Okay, change it to like light orange. Change this one as well, light orange. This one, light orange. Keep in mind that if you are somewhere else and you click this one time, you select the whole thing. But if you want to select just one series, you have to click it twice. Okay? And now this one is the highlight of the day. This one, we want to make it a little higher. So we maybe this one, maybe this one. Okay, well, this one is fine. All right. So you can see that now you're focusing on the orange and the dark orange here. I mean, the color of the text is a little too low. So I'm going to change it to dark gray. This one also dark gray. Yep. Next is the last part, which is the text box in the middle. So you copy this part, you want to do it, copy it, and just check again. Okay, 40 goes up here, up top here is environment. So we did the right thing, right? So you just copy your text here, copy it and paste it here, paste it into the notepad. Okay, a clean notepad, so that you can recopy it back to the Excel. You don't want to copy it right away because it will come up with a table format. You want it to be just a plain text like this. So I'm going to copy this again. Now I'm going to call upon the text box here. Where is it? Shape text box, and I'm going to draw it somewhere here, and then I will drop the value that I just copied. That's it. Right. So you have it. Adjust a little bit. Now all you have to do is like make sure that this sits in the middle and center align. Okay. So click on it, center align. All right, and then you might need to move this one a little bit. I'm going to move it here, and then I'm going to try to adjust this to fit the location. Just one thing to keep in mind is that you don't need it to be like white background. You want it to be transparent. So change it to transparent here, no fill. All right, great. I think this works just fine. So adjust a little bit. You can click and use the arrow key to move, to nudge, so that it will be more like in line with the bar. All right, maybe you increase the font a little bit here. All right, great. And then change it to gray, because black is too sort of like it's calling too much attention basically. All right, so I don't need the, see, there's still border. I don't need border here. I don't need the border color, so just take it off. Reshape, shape, no fill, no border. All right, to make it clear, you can just like remove the grid line as well. Okay, I'm going to remove the grid line here. All right, and then you remove the border here. Right, the border, no border, no border here. Okay, so it feel more like the same, like again, like a combined item. All right, so I think you have to move this one a little bit. I think I'm going to move this one up. Okay, it's easier. So I'm going to click this one object, and I'm going to press shift and click this one as well. And then I move it up so that the bar will match with the line of the label. Click on it a little bit more. Yep. I think this works just fine. Maybe you want us to move this one in a little bit. Okay. Move this one in here. Okay. I think that works. All right. That's it. Okay, this is the first version. The second version is this one. All right, you want to do the buffer. So basically, you just copy this part, right? Just copy the one on top here, down here, and then you just type buffer male, and we have buffer female. And you know, as I mentioned before, the top value is closest to 60. So just like equal to 60% minus this one. Okay, same thing for the rest. All right, this one as well. 60% minus this one. Click here. All right, now you are going to draw the graph from all of this. Okay, so let's do that real quick here. You are going to use, previously we used this 2D bar, right? This one we have to use like stack or 100% stack. It doesn't matter if you look the same because our calculation is already done, right? Okay, I'm going to go with the second version. All right, and I'm going to move down here, and let's see what else do I need to do. I have to switch the order, like right click here and then reverse the order. The category in reverse order, click it. All right, that's the first thing. Now male, what did we agree on? Male would be blue, right? So blue, maybe this blue. Female, we're gonna take orange here, so it's probably somewhere, I don't know, here. All right, I think that works. Now the buffer here, see that this is buffer M, this is buffer F. Okay, all of them are going to be equal to 120 because we have the maximum on each side at 60. All right, so this whole scale is 120, but we don't need this one actually. So all you have to do is go to the fill, no fill, this one as well. Click here, no fill. That's it. If you think that you have too much space here, which I think it's not a lot, okay, but if you really want to make it really, really close here, okay, you have to think a little bit like, is 55, do you want to go with 60 or you want to go with like, I don't know, 57 for all? Okay, you will decrease space here a little bit. So let me show you that. Change it to, I don't know, 57, okay, for all, right? And this part also 57, and you can see that the chart moves now. Okay, so it's a little more space here. Okay, not really big deal. I think 50 was already great. Okay, now the next thing you want to do is, you don't really want the buffer to show up. You can take this one off. Okay, you can take it out right away. You can take the legend off. You don't really need this one because you will fill in the actual value on the label. So delete it. And I'm going to need a little space here. So I'm going to move this one down. Click on the plot area and scroll down and drag it down. All right. And then make this one a little bigger. Click on it. And then again, about 60 is fine. Okay, make it a little more voluminous. All right, what else? Just put the data label. This one, I think it go at the inside base is fine. This one too, inside base. Wait, inside end. Okay, it's different because it's on different direction, right? One need to be inside base, another one inside end. So just be careful with that. This one, you change the color a little bit. This one as well, if that's what you want. Okay, so this is like another way of doing it. Now, the last thing that I didn't do for the first example is that you don't really need the grid line here. See that grid line? You don't really need it. So click on it, delete. Just press delete, click on it, and press delete. Same thing here, you don't need it. Okay, click on it and remove it. Okay, these two are already done nicely and ready for you to like explain it. I mean, this one you probably need to like recolor it, change it back to gray again. Let me try that real quick here. Change it back to gray, this one to gray as well. All right, and then redo this color, one item, right? Change it to like light orange, this one light orange as well. I think both sides. This one click here, this one click here, and you want this one to be darker, so you make it this one. All right, so that's what you want to do. Maybe this one is not possible to do as well as the one above, because once you change it to the same color, it's kind of really difficult to see where it begins. All right, so you might want to change this one. I'm going to change this one to, I don't know, because it's male, right? Change it to this one. All right, this one also, change it here. Okay, this one is easier to understand. All right. Maybe you have to change all this to like different gray color, because otherwise it will be misleading. Okay, so let's change that. Just be careful with the when you share the same color, it's just difficult to see. All right. So in this case, I would say that the first option is easier to control the color. The second option, you really have to be careful with the color choice. All right. Now the last thing is, we really want to say something about this. Okay, we really want to say something. So I'm not gonna ask you to like, well, let's come up with a good title, because good title it's difficult. Okay, so but we can consult AI on this, and they're really good at this. Okay, so let me go to Claude real quick. Okay, I'm gonna open Claude AI here, and then I'm gonna explain to it that I have this kind of information that I want to share. Just give me the title option. I have a job, by gender. All right. And see what was the items. I forgot. Let's double click here. These are 3 items that we care, right? Click here. The first and second, we don't care about the enrollment, but we have to copy it as a whole. So I'm gonna move it down here. Wait, it show up in image format, so I have to take it off. Wait, how can we take it off? Can we take it off? Well, don't worry about it. I'm gonna put it here, and then I'm gonna remove this one. All right, I'm gonna copy it here just for our work. The top two IT and this one, okay? But also hard. Okay, so we have this. Give me 5. Okay, enter, and then now it's your time to pick. It's your time to pick the items. All right, this could be done in any AI at all. And one thing that you should be aware of is that anytime that we want to do like title option like this, I think it happened in both ChatGPT and Claude, which is like they're gonna want to put something here and then with the colon and then put another thing here. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's signifying like title and subtitle. I'm really not sure. But if you don't like the format, you can just say never use the colon. So we can say that. See if it understands what we're saying. All right, let's try this. Okay, now it's better. Now we can sort of like look through this and which one that we like. Okay, relationship gap in female workplace satisfaction. Why women report low satisfaction in workplace? Gender differences in workplace relationship satisfaction. Okay, beyond environment and job life, critical gender divide. This one is very informative. I like this. Understanding the female experience in work relationship satisfaction. Well, if we ask them, and if we know the reason, then we can use this title. But if we haven't asked them, we just show to like create awareness. We cannot use this title. So it really depends on where you are in terms of this process. So I like this one. Okay, so I'm going to use this one. I'm going to copy it. You don't even have to like use it fully. You can just like mix and match stuff. Okay, if you like the word gender differences instead of like gender divide, you can like, okay, I don't like the word divide, I like the word different here. That's totally fine. Or you like the word gap better, that's up to you. Okay, but I think this one is good in itself, so I'm going to copy it, and then we can go back to the to the notepad first. So I'm going to drop it in here. All right, the whole thing, and then I'm going to copy this one so that it's clean. Now I'm going to copy it back here. If I were to put the title on, I would just insert another text box right here and put it somewhere here. Okay, you have to drag it to cover the whole range that you want to draw the text box. Drop it in here. All right, now let's check the font. This is Aptos. This is also Aptos. Fine, right? But it's smaller. You have to make it bigger, otherwise people get confused which is which, right? This is like the graph title, but this is the overall title, so you want to make it bigger. All right, now it's bigger. It's great. Gender divide. All right, I think it's a little too big. Let's make it smaller. Okay, great. Around here, and then you have to remove the shape outline. You don't need it. Okay, and it's a little too dark, so you might want to change it to like a lighter version of it, maybe somewhere here. It can be a little darker than other text on the visualization pane, so that people can see that this is the most important thing. I'm going to make it this dark. All right, and I think this one is too competing, so I'm going to make it smaller. Okay, a little smaller here. And now remember, you don't really need this thing. You can take it off. You can take the horizontal axis off, delete it, click and delete, click and delete. Okay, now one thing that we probably have to change is this one. This one messed up again. All right, move it up here, and then maybe you want to increase the size. This works just fine, but you just have to move this one left and right a little bit here. Move this one here, move this one here. When I move, I typically press the shift so that it will be in place. It will be like it will lock to the direction. It will not like move around like this. Okay, it will be just like you can drag it to the left, to the right, and it's not going to jump up and down in the process. All right, this one, great, fine. Okay, you might want to do something like the subtitle. The subtitle might be something that talk about work, or talk about relationship, blah blah blah. I haven't thought about this, but this should be what we focus on when we want to outline this story. Okay, this is smaller, right? And it doesn't take the same black. It takes like a lighter gray, like this. All right. This, by the way, this is not the actual title. It's just what I came up with. Drag it up a little bit here. Okay. Wait, I have to make this not like fill in white color. I have to make it like no fill at all. All right. So great. The first one is done. The second version. Now this one you have like 3 separated objects, like 4 separated objects actually. So they're like all over the place, right? But in this version, you have one object. So in this case, you have to put the title within the object. It's easier to control. So let me show you how to do that. Click here, delete the title, delete the default title. It's not easy to control. So I'm gonna copy this one. All right, I'm gonna copy this part. But now before I drop it here, I have to click the object, and then I go to format, and then I go to this text box. I'm gonna drop it in here. Draw the text box again. Now keep in mind that I click on the chart object before I drop the text box. Now the text box here is going to stick with the chart. So I'm going to move the values in. All right, great. Now I have it. I just have to make the font more proportionate to the text that we have. All right, this one is subtitle. Right, so I'm going to make it smaller in gray. This one should be also in gray, but in like a darker gray somewhere here. Okay. So what I meant by that, typically if you don't click on the text box and then you just if you don't click on the chart object and you just drop the text box on it, like let me try one more time. Insert, where is it? Shape text box here. I just wait. Let me uncheck this. I'm like somewhere outside here, right? And then I drop the text box. Drop it here. Another text box. Alright, this text box is floating, whereas the first text box that I drop it when I click on the chart object, so it will stick. Let me show you how. Like that, it will stick, right? But this one doesn't. Okay, so keep that in mind when you want to drop the text, to make sure that you are like putting all things like in one place. Alright, now these are just only two options, and it came from, where was it? It came from this dashboard, right? So from the dashboard, once you find a story, you figure out what you want to say, you turn that into a story piece. Okay, and I show you two type of back-to-back graph. The first one is called butterfly here. The second one it's a back-to-back as well, but it's done in one chart object. All right. Now I have a video clips that can help you understand more about this, some of the chart type that might be of your interest. Okay, so here is the playlist, this one. This playlist contain like stack bar, right? You have bump chart. These are all charts that are very, very useful in many situations. Okay, we have like bullet chart. You can do it in Excel. Okay, you have indicated dots, you have small multiple, which are like just a small graph, one after another. You have dot plot, you have waterfall chart, you have pictogram. Okay, so these are things that you can do. Basically, just search for this studio, Wasabi Academy, and then look for the playlist inside. There's a playlist on practical visualization in there. All right, so I hope this helped, and well, good luck for the competition.